Sometime last year, I did a shelf series video where I took all of the Battlefront 2 heroes and found the best representations of them in 6-inch form and did a little shelf. Today we're going to take the really cool intro from the LEGO Star Wars Skywalker saga and bring that whole scene into 6-inch form. I finally have representations of each of those characters on my shelf. We're going to start as always with the Hexagon stands that I designed and 3D printed, and we're going to start with Mace Windu here in his Jedi robes like we see in the intro. These are resin printed robes with the sleeves painted to match. It's definitely a more permanent change to the figure, but it's a cheap enough figure. I thought it would be fun. Next, we're going to do Rey. This is a lightsaber that I kind of kit bashed using a spare hilt and a blade from Bastila Shan. Doesn't really fit in there perfectly. This is the SH Figuarts Rey. I do have a custom yellow saber on the way from Cubic 3D prints on Etsy, but for now, we'll point it towards camera so it kind of blends together. Next, we have the Black Series C-3PO, which I weathered up myself, and he's going to go right next to Rey. It's really tricky to kind of match the image exactly, especially with like how these Hexagon stands are. It doesn't really work fully, but we're gonna do our best and we'll take a look at the comparison at the end, of course. Next, we have the SH Figuarts Darth Vader from the Kenobi series with a Black Series Vader robe that I then use some painter's tape to stick to the bottom of this Hexagon stand so it pulls it down, sits naturally around the neck, and then the tape just pulls it down around the shoulders. I love the way that looks. Next, we have General Grievous. This is a custom cape from eBay and the Bandai model kit, which has been weathered up. I have a clean version of the Bandai model kit coming as well, but I just think that this scales way better than the Black Series one. Next, we have the SH Figuarts Kylo Ren from The Last Jedi. He's looking a little blue compared to some of the other black figures here, but I think this one matches the way that the LEGO figure looks in the image. Keeping with SH Figuarts here with Darth Maul from The Phantom Menace. The Black Series did a really good job with the Darth Maul for the time, but that figure is over 10 years old, and I think the SH Figuarts just holds up a little bit better by today's standards, and I just like the way that this one looks, and just it's so much more fun to pose. Another SH Figuarts here. I promise the whole video is not Figuarts, but this is the Farm Boy Luke. Miles better than the Black Series version. I don't think anyone's going to argue with me there. I did do a little bit of paint on the head to get rid of that gold on the hair. Then we've got Princess Leia, also from SH Figuarts. Since, again, the Black Series just did these figures so early, then they gave them soft goods robes, and they just really don't look as nice, so we're going with SH Figuarts for a lot of these figures here. But the Black Series is catching up, so hopefully the new prequel Yoda that's coming out will kind of rival this SH Figuarts one, which is way too expensive. Next, we have Phasma from Mafex. I just got this one recently from Big Bad Toy Store. Heard about this from a lot of people in the Out of the Basement Discord, and she has the shine of the SH Figuarts, but the scale of the Black Series one, and so that's why we're going with the Mafex here. Finally, a Black Series figure. This is Maz Kanata from The Force Awakens. I always actually really like this figure and this character, and so I'm glad to see her represented in this little shelf here. Next, we have the Mafex Boba Fett, just an absolute classic. This used to be like a $200 figure. They finally re-released it. You can find it for around $45 pretty often on a lot of different websites. Ben Kenobi from SH Figuarts is also just a classic figure. A little bit of a traffic cone situation here. His legs do get a little bit trapped under there, and even with the Hexagon foot clips, I still have some trouble, so I printed this little stand here that just has a little peg that sticks up, and so it just kind of holds it in place so he can't fall forward. It just catches on the robes, so you still get that stability without having to get the foot into the foot clip. Next, we have Han Solo from SH Figuarts with a custom head that I got on eBay. I'm not crazy about it. You can see they kind of just like cut the hair off right under the ears on the back, and I'm waiting on a custom head from Fett Clone that's coming soon. The Black Series R2-D2 with some custom weathering is amazing. I'm gonna get him right here. Next, we have Rose Tico with a repainted head by Tim's Toys. I actually really like this figure. I think for the time it's pretty good, especially with a matte spray on that shiny jumpsuit. It looks really nice. She's gonna go right here. She's not holding a gun in the intro, so I'm just gonna have her hands behind her back. Then we've got Wicket, just a classic figure here. I remember being so excited for this to come out. It felt like he was on everyone's wish list for so long. Finally in hand. Then we have Lando from the Black Series. I think I did a little bit of a matte spray on this a while ago with some Krylon that just has not aged well. It's starting to get shiny again, so I might have to respray that soon, but I do have a custom head coming for him. Next, we have the SH Figuarts DO figure, which came with the Rey that we see up at the top there. It's a much crisper and cleaner paint job and sculpt, which is typical of SH Figuarts. He's going to go here in the front. And now the figure that I've been most afraid of dropping for the past few months is Queen Amidala from an artist called Nuno on Instagram. Incredible detail all the way down to the white fingernails. Total masterpiece, and just a figure that I never thought I could get, so I just had to jump on this opportunity when Nuno made these kits available. He will be linked below, as well as all of the other artists that I've mentioned in this video. This is the SH Figuarts Chewbacca on one of my Hexagon stands that has the back to it. In this case, I strap his bandolier around it so he can't fall forward, and that just helps me get him into more dynamic poses since his feet are too big for the foot clip. Let's just a little fast forward here as I jumble these around. Jar Jar in the intro looks very insecure, and so I just have him holding onto his thumb here. I think it kind of gives that like shy awkwardness that he does sometimes in the films, and I just thought it looked kind of funny. The problem with trying to match this little intro here is that the taller figures are in the front, like Jar Jar. I would never put him in the front on my own shelf, so we'll just have to kind of work with that compositionally here. Next we have the Mafex BB-8 that came with C-3PO, a very clean sculpt, and I kind of like that he can do the thumbs up little flamethrower thing there. And I'm still not feeling this composition fully on the left, so I'm just going to move a couple things around really quick, being faithful to the Lego intro but still compositionally making sense. So I actually have two custom pose and a custom fin here, but these heads aren't on the right bodies for the ones that we're trying to match here. So I did a couple head swaps here. I put Finn on his original Force Awakens body. Could use a little bit of a matte spray on the body, and this head sculpt is not the best. It was repainted for me by Tim. Again, not the best sculpt, but this Poe Dameron, which Tim also painted for me, is an amazing head sculpt. It really looks like Oscar Isaac. This is the one that looks like crap usually, but with a proper paint job looks okay. The body still looks kind of wonky. His like thighs are so big, but we'll just put them over here, just kind of completing this scene here. And this is faithful to the Lego intro, but because of this negative space in the front here, I'm gonna put the little piece that came with Jyn Erso in the front just to kind of fill that out and add that little bit of the rocky base like we see in the intro. And one thing I noticed is that there's a blue backlight hitting all of these figures, so I kind of wanted to play around with my lighting here. So what I did is I took my two front lights, set them to really warm, and then adjusted my white balance for that, and then I set my backlight to a lot more of a white light, which with the adjusted settings makes it look blue. And so now we've got a color palette that matches the Lego intro just a little bit more. Putting this together has made me really want to go back and play the Lego Skywalker Saga, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing tonight. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Like this video if you did enjoy it. A little bit of a weird video today. Subscribe if you'd like to see more 6-inch Star Wars focused content like this. Here's some more videos from my channel that you might enjoy, and I will see all of you next time.